Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the group call. I am Kevin T. Robertson, CEO of SpeakerFocus.com, here with Mr. Auston Troyer, CTO, co-founder of Speaker Focus. On behalf of the team at Speaker Focus, we are so thrilled to be here with you for another Monday group call edition where we go in real strong and answer any and every question pertaining to growing your speaker business. Hey, we got some shout outs here in the chat box. We got some new students that just onboarded today. Ed Babcock, nice to have you with us. Ed is the president of Toastmasters in New Hampshire. Glad to have you on the platform. We're looking forward to doing business with you. Alex from Austin. Alex, nice to have you on again. Shout out to Woody and Trevor from the Trevor Romaine team. Alex doing a great job, always crushing things here. Lisa, hey, Lisa Allman. Hey, Esther, what's going on from Oakland? Michael Towers. Hey, Michael said he just ran from the altar. Michael's over there multitasking. I feel you. Hey, Shell from Michigan. What's going on, Shell? Can't wait to see how everyone is developing. Okay, Michael said he chilling in the limo. Okay. Daryl Muhammad, new student just started last week. Welcome, Daryl. Anita, welcome. From ATL, Charlene Giselle. Hey, Charlene, nice to see you. Charlene from the UK. Charlene, I can't wait to hear how your session went with the HR director. I know last week we were trying to help you put together that marketing language. We are getting ready to go in. You know the drill, everyone. If you have a question, just use the raise hand feature and we'll be happy to get right to you. We see Lisa Allman in the queue first. Daryl, you're going to be up next. I did see your hand go up. Let's go in. Lisa, how are you?
Hey, Kev, how are you?
I'm doing great. It's a great Monday. Feeling better. Q4 starts in 2 days. I'm very
Right. I know. Okay, so things are rocking and rolling over here. I have been in a good role with my LinkedIn outreach every morning. I set that as my first thing. Okay. And what I also came up with, and I had a little issue running into of LinkedIn sending me a message when they thought I was reaching my limit on the number of people to reach a week. And so Austin just said, thanks, Alex. So Austin just gave me a workaround for that as far as just following up with people I'm already connected to. But one thing that I did do is I went through and people that I was already connected with, I went through and sent them personal messages and a link to my speaker info kit and everything. Gotcha. And I didn't realize it until I went in there. I have probably at least 1,000 people that I'm already connected with. And within those of the people I know personally, there's several hundred. So I started sending it to them also because I don't, they might know people, et cetera. So anyway, so that's just getting a good roll on that. So I did get an appointment with someone and they scheduled a strategy session call with me this Friday.
Good.
So that'll be my first one. Okay. So what my question with that was, I'm looking at the sales cycle role play script that you gave us. And when you get down to the needs assessment. Yes. The needs assessment, are we using that on our first call with them, or that's if after we are on the second call with them and we're getting deeper into what they need? I wasn't clear on that. Okay, well, you have two examples of a needs assessment. I should say not examples, but two stages of a needs assessment. Remember, Lisa, selling is not convincing. Selling is listening. Mm-hmm. And the reason why you want to be able to go through that script, and it talks about who is your target, it talks about taking you through prospecting, it talks about making sure that you're connected with the right person, which you are. Somebody is now scheduled a call with you, which gives you the leverage. Remember that. They're calling to find out what you're all about, what you have to offer. So now it gets down to that, and then you get into the needs assessment. This is where in the script, when I say, don't go in as being the speaker. Mm-hmm. You're not even ready to put that hat on yet. They have not yet told you that they want you to be their speaker. So you're going to have the coaching or consulting hat on.
You're going to pick, probe, ask questions. Once you know you're talking to the right person, well, a good way to start this conversation out. Hey, Ms. Johnson, I'm a consultant and I work with companies like yours to resolve a litany of challenges that we're facing right now, pre and post pandemic, even prior to the pandemic. And I just had a few questions I wanted to ask you to see if we could possibly be a good fit for each other and find out some of your goals and what you have coming up for your conference or what you're doing on site. See that kind of conversation right there. Oh, okay, Lisa, you want to actually help me?
Right.
Nobody's calling to help the meeting planner in the top 5 when it comes to stress. Nobody's calling to help me. So you're going to then, Lisa, everyone's going to start sounding the same. You're going to ask these questions and they're going to say, okay, well, let me tell you a little bit about our organization. If you hadn't already done some research and pulled up their organization, which I recommend you do prior to the call, be prepared when you show up on the call. Find out what kind of organization they are. Find out what their vision and mission statement is. Find out how many members that they have. Find out any information you can find out about them. Find out about, I would do research on the person who you are doing the needs assessment with and their organization.
Okay, so this particular organization, it's a university, and this is the event coordinator in the I want to say it's the graduation office, but it's not the graduation office. But oh, she's the event coordinator for signature events in the Division of Communication. Okay,
well, at least you know you're talking to a person who is the event coordinator. At least you know you're talking to a chair, board, committee member, a key decision maker. When she hops on a call with you and you're going to say, hey, are you the person responsible for working with outside contractors or who is responsible for working with speakers in your organization? Pretty much she's going to say yes. If she has event coordinator title to her name, it's going to be a yes. And then you're going to say, oh, okay. Well, the reason why I'm glad you accepted the invitation to talk with me is, so you're going to get to the reason why you're glad that she accepted the invitation. And then you're going to let her know, hey, listen, I'm a consultant. I do this, I travel, globally as a travel consultant. And, I also have a consultancy, and what we do is, and that's when I would plug in my mainstay headline for anybody else who's listening. I teach, Ms. Johnson, I teach leadership strategies that magnify success. I just want to have a short conversation with you to see if what we have to offer, put your company name in there, is going to be a great fit for what it is that you're doing. Before I tell you what it is that we have to offer, I want to do some listening. I want to be able to help you solve some of your challenges. I want to help you overcome some of your obstacles, some things that you're struggling with in your organization. I'm all ears, Ms. Johnson. I have a pen in my hand whenever you're ready.
Got it.
Now, if you set it up the right way, she's going to start telling you everything that's going on. In today's market, you're going to hear the same thing. We're burnt out. The sedentary lifestyle. We have a disconnect in communication because everybody is working remotely. In the beginning of the pandemic, everybody was like, "Ooh, I get a chance to work from home." That shit is getting old. Right. Now, your signature programs have got to be the connection between them and a new way of doing business. And that's when after she tells you we have a hierarchy issue, we got some ego happening with the executiveship in our organization. She's going to tell you we got some communication breakdowns. She's going to tell you operations is horrible. She's going to tell you productivity is off by 32.8%. She's got all of that affects the bottom line, Lisa. And then all of a sudden, Lisa Almond Baldwin comes in with her beautifully written word sequences and her signature programs. And this is what you're going to say at the very end, and you will see this language in the script. Lisa, it is so important that you do not deviate from the script on your Friday call. Do you understand?
Okay, I've got it in my hand.
Watch this. So Ms. Johnson, that sounds very typical and indicative of what's going on in the pandemic that we're in right now. I deal with clients like this every single day, and pretty much everybody is in the same situation. Well, Ms. Johnson, this is the reason why I created these signature programs. First, Ms. Johnson, let me say thank you for sharing with me, number one. Number two, let me directly address your challenges and your difficulties and your limitations and your setbacks like I do with all my other clients. Boom. And then you're going to go into, well, signature program number one is focus-based leadership. And in that program, you talked about having a connection problem, Ms. Johnson. In my signature program, focus-based leadership, what we do is we talk about personality profiling, the 4 major personality types that everyone in the world falls into. We talk about their strengths, limitations, characteristics, tendencies. We talk about people being able to reduce clashes in the workplace and galvanize team communication. And you're just gonna go right to the, see how smooth that was, Lisa?
Yeah, yeah, that was smooth.
I'm pretty good at this.
I think you've done it once or twice.
Yeah, I've done it a couple of times. You see, all you want to do is have a simple conversation.
Right.
You don't have to make it difficult. Follow the script.
The script. Okay.
That's why I have it all laid out. I deviated a little bit because I'm role playing with you. Once you have mastery over the text and the verbiage and the script, then you can deviate just a little bit. But Lisa, you're good enough to just talk within yourself. Right. Go by the script, ask her a couple questions. When she starts telling you what the pain point is, you don't want to start freestyling, making stuff up. What you want to do is go right back to your signature programs.
Okay. All right. So I just wanted to make sure I had that part straight. Okay. Yep. All right. Thank you. So next question.
Wait a minute. Paul, before you go to the next question.
Yeah.
Alex just put something in the chat that was very helpful. He said, and then write everything down and date it when you had the conversation. It would be a lifesaver down the line. He's talking about going in and updating your CRM. If you have one, take some notes. It would be a great idea. Take notes and put the notes from the conversation. So when you go back 30 days later or 60 days later,
right,
you can remember what was said and you can follow up with that lead properly.
Right. Okay. All right. Okay, so that was my first question. These next ones, they might be for Auston, I'm not sure. Let's see. So this one, what is the importance, or is there let me rephrase that. Should we be adding articles to our LinkedIn profile along the way? Not just, our long or short form posts. Is it important? Does it help anything? Does it add anything?
Absolutely, it adds value. The beautiful part about LinkedIn is that, there's a lot of people that are, writing books on our platform or they want to write a book. And I talk to many authors every day. And there's a lot of people that do want to be published. There are so many platforms where you can control the narrative. Why wouldn't you want to utilize the feature on LinkedIn where you could not only post an article, it will allow you to break the article up, put quotations where you need to. It'll break the article up for you in paragraphs. It will allow you to insert pictures, and then it will allow you to do a call to action at the very, very end. As long as you are creating the value, LinkedIn is a very great platform for you to write articles. A blog on your website is a great place for you to post exclusive content for your target buyer, videos or long form posts. Lisa, you're a writer, so you gotta have a field day with this. You want to do a really long form as a great read while people are, as a alternative to the in-flight magazine, put up a long form post on LinkedIn. Great way to post content, but put a long form post up that's a great read that has value to the conference coordinator that's in your space. That's how you get a stranglehold on your space, Lisa, and just dominate everything. You got it?
Right. Yeah. So I have my 4 or 5 beginning email campaigns that you guys already approved.
Okay.
And some of those I changed and made into articles, and they're posted on my website. So I am when I do some of my LinkedIn posts, I am linking to those articles, but I didn't know because I noticed there's a separate place on LinkedIn for articles as opposed to posts. And that's why I just want to make sure I was clear on that. So it's okay to use that article space as something as well.
No, not only is it okay, it is a great idea to keep posting content. Again, you don't have to wait for someone to publish your article. You can control the narrative and post all the content that you want. So when people start picking and probing, they start crawling under every rock and doing their due diligence. Every time they turn around, Lisa's messaging is consistent. That's the reason why you want LinkedIn. And you could do the same thing on Facebook. You have to be consistent. People are going to go to all your platforms until they get tired of doing some searching. And here's when they're going to get tired. Okay, they're legitimate. Okay, they're for real. Okay, she's really good at what it is that she does. Okay, she does this at a very, very high level. Okay, it's benefits in the messaging. Once they see enough pictures and enough posts, and enough, they're gonna stop. They're gonna say, okay, we want to do business with her. And it doesn't take them long to do it. Give them about 6 to 10 posts. They're going to find out exactly who you are. And that's the reason why it's important. When I say control the narrative, you get a chance to control the messaging that's put out there.
Right. Okay. And so
Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah, I'll add some 2 cents here as well. One of the big things we've seen is, not only is it important for people when they, you reach out to them on LinkedIn, and they're going to go onto your page and look at some of your content to make sure, you know what you're talking about before they spend their time with you. Another powerful thing that we've seen is, when you're posting frequently, the people that, life happens and they get, the conference coordinators that don't book right away, or they don't reply to you right away because life happened, they got busy. What's going to happen is when you are posting every single week on LinkedIn, and they're scrolling through their LinkedIn timeline, they're going to see your posts, and they're going to be reminded of who you are. And also, so you're going to get those people that are going to see your posts later on, and they're going to book from that. But then also the people that are in the consideration phase of hiring you to speak, they're going to have constant reminders of who you are after you talk to them, because they're going to keep being delivered your content through LinkedIn. So it's a great way to keep your brand top of mind to the people that are, a good fit for what you do. And you got to keep that in when you're posting content. Always remember that these people that they're going to, buy from you in the future. So always be writing content that is starts with the problems that they're having, and just continually driving, those problems, like bringing those problems up in the content, and then, solving it, or, bringing in your signature programs, and, directly showing in the content how, you solve these problems that they have every single day, or the conference attendees, how you solve their problems. And also too, not only those 2 types of people, you're going to be reaching new conference coordinators, because LinkedIn, unlike your website, LinkedIn's going to actually deliver your content to new people that you haven't even sent a connection request to on LinkedIn. So it's a really powerful way to just boost your sales, your sales pipeline across the board.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you, Austin. Okay. Then the other thing is, Austin, you had said before in your LinkedIn outreach process is that to follow up with people, if you send a connection request and you haven't heard back in 7 days, to follow up with them. What I wanted to know is, what is our follow-up supposed to look like? Is it just a short message saying, like what should we be saying, and how should we be sending it to them?
Yeah, so you don't need to make it long. We've seen it more powerful to just keep it real short, because it sounds like you're actually writing it, because they get a lot of automated messaging, and if you just keep like writing these long follow-up messages, it just looks spammy. So just make it short. You can say something like, hey, hey Lisa, just following up here, wanted to see if you had a few minutes to connect this week. Let me know. Thanks. You can keep it that short. And then if they don't respond, hey, I reached out, a couple weeks ago and just wanted to see, and then, directly address, what they do, what some of their pain points might be. Just wanted to see if, we could hop on a call and I can, show, how I can help you solve these for your next event, or something like that. But just keep it real short. They're going to see, when they see that follow-up, the short follow-up message, they're going to go scroll up and see the original message that you sent. So you don't need to keep retyping that whole sequence. They're going to see that. Just keep it short and sweet.
Okay. All right, because I started doing it on video like you suggested. So my original question was asking about people who didn't respond at all to your connection request, but this is a good answer. So the answer you just gave me, I'm getting it's for people who I already sent an actual message, right?
Yeah, the people that haven't accepted the connection request, don't even follow up with them on LinkedIn.
Okay. Okay.
What you can do though is, what I recommend is go to another medium. If they haven't accepted the connection request for, over a week, maybe hop over on email, send them an email, or, Instagram, find their Instagram, and there's no one in their direct messages on Instagram. I can guarantee you that. So if you can go over to Instagram direct messages, you'll probably be able to reach them there as well. They'll probably get a notification on their phone that they just got a new message.
Perfect. Okay. Let's see. All right. So you already answered that. Okay. Calendly. What you had suggested, Austin, was that we set it so that they can book somewhere between the 3 and 5 days, not longer than that, because people forget and all of that. But what if you have contact with someone, it might be in or outside of LinkedIn, and you want to send them, you want them to be able to, you want to add, so sorry, I'm confusing myself. I had a conversation with somebody outside of LinkedIn. They said, oh yes, I want to have do a strategy call with you. And I wanted to send them the link and information through Calendly so that they'd have everything, and then they'd get redirected to my booking page and everything. But since it's set so it's only 3 to 5 days ahead of time, how can I manually add them if they said, hey, I can talk to you in 2 weeks from Friday, September 16th or whatever it is?
Yeah, good question. What we do is we have a separate Calendly event. So what you can do in Calendly is duplicate the original Calendly where it's only 3 to 5 days, booking out. You can duplicate that and make it, indefinite. And that you don't do that. Don't get in the habit of just sending that to everybody, because you will see when you hit a high enough volume, the no-show rate just skyrockets. But for those people that are kind of one-offs, the anomalies, you can send them that other link where they can book out in the future. But just remember, that's going to hurt your cash flow. That's going to hurt the sale, because the further you push the event out, for the call with people, they're going to forget. They're going to become less interested. You need to strike while the iron's hot, and you're going to have better cash flow that way. You're going to have higher close rates. You're going to have better show up rates. So try to get them to book within the 3 to 5 days. But if not, just send them that other Calendly link.
Okay, good. Because I know that, for example, if somebody asks me about making an appointment and I know I'm traveling and I can't do it till next Wednesday, I just didn't want to lose those people and still have the record of it in there. Okay, perfect. And then my last question is, when or why would we use freeconferencecall.com? I was looking through some old notes and I don't have down what we talked about it for that.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I can answer that. So that we still need to update the program and that part of the video. We recommend Zoom over that now. It's just a better platform. The technology's just gotten a lot better recently, but Zoom's going to be your best bet for that. Everyone's very familiar now with how Zoom works, and they all have it downloaded, so it's less friction. And it's automatically recorded as well. So just send them a Zoom link.
Okay, and when are we scheduling a video, Zoom conference with them, as opposed to the phone call that we're doing through our Calendly strategy session?
Yeah, you can make that a preference. Some people actually do prefer just a phone call because they don't want to get on video or whatever. Try to get them on video. Kevin's found it to be much better for sales conversion rate to actually be able to see them on video and their body language, and it actually adds more trust from their end as well to actually see that you're a human and that you're actually a real person just over the phone, and it'll help your relationships. So try to get them on a Zoom video. A lot of people, life will happen and they'll forget to hop on the Zoom link for the time you scheduled. So what you can do is just give them a call if they aren't on the Zoom link at the scheduled time, and just say, hey, I'm on the line waiting. Do you mind hopping on the Zoom link that I sent over? And if they don't want to do that, you can just continue the call over the phone.
Now, are we setting that up differently? Because what you had us set up for Calendly was the strategy session says a 45-minute call with so-and-so. So do I then change that now to video then, or to Zoom, or?
Yeah, great question. So we wanted to keep it simple in the program. We didn't want to add a bunch of other technical things. So just quickly getting you started with a phone call was just the easiest way. Yeah. So if you want to do Zoom, what you can do is just change that language there. So you could say Zoom video call, and then all you do is like grab your personal Zoom link that Zoom gives you,
right,
and you can add that in the Calendly description that gets emailed over to them after they book. Does that make sense?
Great. Yep, it sure does. Okay, great. All right, I think that's all the questions I had. Thank you both.
You're very
Thanks,
welcome. Lisa, stay focused. Stay focused.
Thank you.
Doing a great job. Okay, gentlemen, I'm going to acknowledge who's in the chat. We got Wayne coming up next, Alex, and then Mr. Rafael Escobar is in that order. So Wayne, you're up next.
Yeah, Coach, I must have accidentally hit the button. I didn't have any questions right now.
No problem, no problem. If you do, don't hesitate to send me a support team, okay?
All right.
No problem.
Oh, you know what though, Coach? Yes. Today I do have something. Yes. Today I had something I had never done before. I was trying to get Speaker Focus onto the training programs on my cell phone. I've always had it on my desktop, on my laptop, and on my iPad. But being on the road a little bit today, I wanted to put it on my cell phone. So I went in there and tried to set it up, but I couldn't get it in. And so later on today, I looked at my phone and I must have hit the button, the link to where when we first tried to get on your platform as a student in your group, you sent me a response like I'm trying to get on. Okay. So just if you see that anywhere, just ignore it, because it was an accident. I'm trying to figure out how to get the whole platform for training on my cell phone. So okay, just ignore that.
Hey Wayne, what you can do is just go on if you have an iPhone, just go to Safari or Chrome or whatever you have for your browser, and just type in speakerfocus.com, and you'll see the menu in the top left corner. Just open the menu and then just press sign in, and then enter your login information, and you'll be right inside the program. You can watch it on your phone.
Okay, I thought I did that, but I'll go back through it. All right, so because I'm trying to keep this stuff in my ear throughout the day. All right, thank you.
No problem, brother.
Yep.
Appreciate that, Austin. Okay. Alex, you're up next. Alex, can you hear me?
I hear ya. How's it going? I know it's been a couple of weeks since I've been on the call, but Trevor's been getting booked, which has been great. He's going to be doing a 12 stops of a tour in the next month or so. So the automations have been really a lifesaver. I was listening to Lisa's conversation with you and Austin. It's been really great. The only thing I was going to add to that conversation was just like, yeah, definitely make sure you use, if you're using Pipedrive or some type of CRM, to write the notes, but also the date of when you did it, because then you'd be like, oh, remember back when we talked about this? Oh my gosh, it's saved me so many times when they're like, oh yeah, we can add this component or a workshop, or if we want to sell some of my boss's, books and stuff like that too. And it really helped because the conference that Trevor just finished, they did like a massive purchase order of his books and stuff. So
Nice.
it's been really, really helpful for sure. I didn't really have much of a question. I just wanted to keep you update. Like Trevor's been like I said, he's got booked for a film festival, and then he's doing some press around that. A lot of the stuff I've been learning is with LinkedIn, I wrote like 10 different templates about the follow-ups I had. So like 1 week out, 2 weeks out, if someone did respond, but also like what Austin said, like reaching out to the person in a different platform. Sometimes they're like, oh, I don't check LinkedIn. And then also I make a mark of that, of like which communication channel the person is most active on. And then that also speeds up the booking process, because sometimes some people want to book just on Instagram. Like the one I did in Australia, they just wanted to be their fastest connection was through Twitter. Like it just depends on where they are, and meet them where they are for sure.
Correct.
And then the only thing I wanted to add to that too, for Lisa, for example, if Lisa's still there, is on the Calendly, we had some people prefer video over phone call. So I added another section of the strategy video call, and I named it that. So you can add like 45-minute strategy call, like phone call, and one can be video call, just so people have options. I found that to be very user-friendly, and the feedback I received from previous conference coordinators too. So the only thing I would add at the end of that too is, after the event's done and you talk about the conference coordinator, you can tell them, like, is there any feedback you have in regards to like the website, like how is the procedure and stuff, like going through it. I found that really useful too, especially doing my follow-ups with other people. So no questions, but just updates.
Hey Alex, real quick. I want you to hold fast, because this is a great example of what Alex is doing. A lot of people, especially with the higher profile clients that are more established and they have a real solid brand. And what Alex is doing is a lot of great back end work. He's setting up a tour, and then he has Trevor doing press along the way at each tour day. This comes this comes in handy with the block booking strategy that I talk about in module 2. You cluster up media or press or tour dates in the same area, and that's how you can also double, triple, and 4x, sometimes 5x your income, even while you're in these cities. So Alex, I want to take my hat off to you. Shout out from me and Austin and the team at Speaker Focus. You're doing a great job at being able to manage all these back-end components. Clearly, the other skill sets that you have when you work with Oprah, and you've done all these great things with your social media. No wonder you won so many awards, because what I'm feeling is you are pulling out all the stops with your skill set, integrating that into what we taught you at Speaker Focus, and you're crushing it, bro. And that's why you're getting results, because you listen and you're keeping your head down and you're doing the work. And then you have absolutely no reason to show up on the group calls anymore. You guys have graduated, you're out in the marketplace, you're making money, but you keep showing up on calls. And we appreciate that, because the other students need to be able to know that these strategies are not just for a select few. They actually work, but you got to actually implement the strategy. So we appreciate you coming on all the time and giving up all the extra information, bro. You truly make our platform what it is because of people like you, because we need more people sharing, and that really, really helps out a lot.
Oh yeah, anytime, for sure. I just really appreciate the stuff that you and Austin have done. Just really, really works. And if you need more feedback in regards to like updating it or testimony, just let me know.
No doubt. Matter of fact, we'll be reaching out to you real soon, so we could try to put together a case study of the results that you've gotten thus far, and maybe go in order or put together a video or something like that. Well, me and Austin will reach out to you real soon so we can talk about it.
Cool. Sounds good, boss.
Okay, boss. Talk to you real soon. Okay, let's go. Okay, Mr. Escobar, you are next. Daryl, you're right after that. Lisa may have another question. I think she put her hand back up. But anyway, Rafa, talk to me.
All right. KTR, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
How you feeling today, bro?
I'm doing great, man. Doing better than I
Doing
was
good.
last week. One day at a time.
Okay. Yes, sir. I'm happy to hear that, man. Well, I'm back and I got a few questions for you, bro.
Yes, sir.
So here's the first one is I'm trying to wrap up the speaker kit, right?
Okay.
And as you have the speaker kit, the info kit checklist on there, I'm looking at it and I'm looking at the designs that you put together on PowerPoint. And I just wanted to ask you a question.
Okay.
In your experience, will it be okay to kind of like you mentioned in the video to just download your PowerPoint and kind of utilize our words and put our verbiage and pictures in there? Or would you suggest doing like a graphic designer and having someone kind of put together that like the one sheet and then the 4 signature programs and kind of the way you did it? Should we use just PowerPoint and that'll be okay, or get a graphic designer and someone to kind of put that together for us?
Okay, that's a great question. In our experience, what me and Austin have seen when students turn in the template for the speaker info kit, that is actually one of my older versions, when they turn it in and they are not skilled, I'm talking about absolute mastery of PowerPoint, like I just have a lot of years, being in there, then what you see is a lot of alignment issues and it looks horrible.
Right.
Or it doesn't look professional grade. Let's just say that. Some of our students, they know how to work PowerPoint just like me, and they get it. Oh, let me click on this text box right here. Let me click on this picture box. Oh, KTR had a 3-layered thing over top of something like that. Oh, I know exactly what he did. For the most part, it's real simple. It's just a click one box, put a picture there, click one box, put some text there, click on it, get in edit mode, replace my verbiage with your verbiage. If you can do that and make the alignment look like mine, or it looks acceptable, I'm going to say approve. But if it looks horrible, the feedback you're going to get from us is going to be like, you need to hire a graphic designer.
Okay, I see. 100%.
I don't give A+ when it looks like shit. It's just that simple.
For real. Okay, perfect. So it sounds like the right thing to do there is give it a shot, see what it looks like, give it an attempt, and then go from there. And then depending on your feedback, then move forward with either a graphic designer or go that route.
Yeah, I get it. Sometimes people do want to try it. They do. It's like a challenge. If you have command over PowerPoint and you feel like you can go in there and then render it out in a PDF document, send it over to us, then I say do it. It's worth a shot. It will save you some money. But if that doesn't work, then be prepared to go get a graphic designer on it. And it's in this resources from Fiverr or in your network. It's not going to cost that much money, but it needs to look professional grade. I mean, there's too many examples of our students on our platform. Believe me, that's just an example. Students are taking the example that I give to them and they're taking it to a whole nother level. It's too many students that we have examples on our platform. They are absolutely crushing website examples and speaker info kits and speaker video demos that they turn in every single week, taking it to a whole nother level.
Okay, perfect. That gives me good insight and that gives me good energy moving forward on that. I do got a couple more questions for you.
Yeah, and by the way, real quick, Rafa, real quick, if you need examples of the speaker video demos or the speaker info kits or the websites, send a support ticket and I'll send you over more. You'll be clicking for hours.
Okay, perfect. I definitely think I need that, so I'll send one over.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Now, on the website part of things, right? I'll be honest with you, KTR. I've been in business for a couple of years now and still have yet to put up a website. I've had a huge block there mentally, and this is the place where I'm going to overcome it. And my first question on the website is, as I develop this website for my speaker business, as you know, I also have a coaching business where I do, design workouts and coach nutrition. I don't want to get too far ahead, but I am looking into the future a little bit. And I'm like, is this website that I'm going to put together for my speaker business, will this also be a good home to combine the other elements of my business as well? Or will this be something that I'll look forward to only for my speaker business when it comes to the website we'll be putting together for our business here?
Okay. This is information that Austin always suggests to our clients. And if he wants to add more onto it, he can jump in if he likes. then what will happen is this. If you have a brand, and when I say a brand, I'm talking about an established brand, a logo, a track record, history of what you do. If that's already set up as an existing website, then it's okay to put a speaker tab on the existing brand's website. And then on that, it just says speaking. And then when we click on speaking, we see the 4 signature programs with the opening paragraphs and bullets. You could say see more, or you less. You could have a little drop down button on it. Then under that should be the speaker video demo. Click here for Rafa's speaker info kit, contact information. It goes back to the booking page. The case is that's what you could have on your website. It's still branded, and you get over the fact that you haven't had a website.
Yeah.
Any meeting planner that's going to take you serious, bro, we call it social proof. You're going to need to prove to the conference coordinator that you're for real. You do that sales tools. Remember, Rafa, illustration beats conversation.
Yeah. Okay. And now let me just ask you directly, and in your experience, would it be more wise, I guess, to develop that kind of website where I have those different options, or just go move forward with just the speaker part of it right now, and then in the future add those elements and focus on the speaker part? Because I have a like a brand name, but I don't have a logo, nor do I have the website currently in this moment. So as I'm starting from scratch here, essentially, would it be wise to just fall into the speaker part of it, or try to get those on there too before I start getting myself out into the market?
Okay, since you haven't had a website up to this point, I'm going to say this. Focusing on the speaking is automatically going to raise the visibility of everything else that you're doing, because now you actually have a platform.
Okay.
A brand is a platform. A website is a platform. Speaker.com is a platform. It's a movement. See, you haven't created a movement yet. You need leverage. So focus on your speaking. And then later down the line, you could put more fitness. If that's what you want to have. There's 2 ways to do it. You can have 2 separate sites. You can keep them separate if you want. You can have a branded up site with the fitness and have a speaking tab on it, or you can have a branded up site with the speaking and then have a fitness tab on there.
I see. Okay, perfect. I love how you just broke that down. That helped me see it. That's perfect.
Rafa,
can I ask you?
Remember, real focus is concentrating on one thing at a time. We see way too many people spread themselves, and it winds up being a train wreck. All we do as Speaker Focus is help speakers get money and grow and build their business. We don't care about anything else. Besides me speaking, all Auston cares about is developing products, and all he spends 12 to 16, 18-hour days doing is making our platform better. All I spend 12, 16, 18 hours a day doing is making our platform better. And the only other thing I'll be doing with my life is speaking. If it doesn't have something to do with speaking, Rafa, I don't give a damn about it. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Specialist, subject matter expert, leading authority, and trusted advisors get the lion's share of money in the world of high fee speaking. If you're going to start putting your hands in everything, bro, you're going to wind up not being good at any one of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I appreciate that feedback. And I got one last one for you. One last question here.
Yep.
This is something that you addressed, I think, in that 30-minute intro video where you spoke the term technophobia and how eventually you'll have to overcome that. And I would love to hear kind of your mindset as from someone who experienced that, I believe you said yourself, and then being on the other side of that, having had overcome the fear and you have your website. For someone going into it like me, I would love to maybe hear a little bit of your mindset to overcome those things and stay in the work every day and be able to come to it. Because I found myself being kind of a little hard on myself and wanting to just kind of force through things and not being as easy through the process, I guess. So can you tell me a little bit more about the mindset that you had as you started in the technology space?
Yeah, well, I can tell you this. If you're not tech gifted, some people are just born with, tech gifted. Auston started his first tech company when he was 12 years old. He had an affinity for gaming, which turned into, it just kept growing and growing until him, being an entrepreneur, and then now sitting in the chair as CTO of speakerfocus.com. He's very gifted in that manner. It's just what it is. Me, I'm gifted in writing, creative writing, painting, drawing. I'm very arts and, you know, all the arts. That's my innate gift. So it was a stretch for me when it came to technology. Now I struggled with it for years, but when Auston came along, because he's such a great teacher, it made it easier for me. And he also pushes me. See, this is what you got to understand, Rafa, about technology. Now you're younger than me, right? So Rafa, you're in your 30s, right?
Correct.
Yeah, you're in your early 30s. So, all right. So what I always tell people about technology, and then Daryl, you're up next. I see Lisa with her hand back up, and then Charlene Giselle. Lisa, I'm going to go to Charlene because she's been waiting there in the queue. I saw your another hand go back up. You got a question, so I appreciate your patience, but I see you. I'll be right to you. This is what you got to understand about technology. That it's not, when it comes to technology, and I knew this when I met Auston. I said, if and this is exactly what I did. I'm being real with you, like I always am. I said, if I don't figure out a way to work with this young man, and I could clearly see that he's gifted, like I know how to see around corners. See, I saw Auston in my friend Monty when he was 16 years old. I saw it again about 12 years ago in DJ J-Lu. I gave him my whole studio so I could help grow and develop his talent, and he wound up being a musical director for my TV show. See, I know how to spot talent, and I knew Auston was extremely, I'm not talking about average, I'm talking about extremely talented in the area of technology. And I knew it was the very thing that I was lacking to get to a whole nother level. Yeah, I had a brand and it was big. I was an international speaker, but I tell you, bro, I was missing that last little bit of zing. Like in other words, I wasn't dominating the internet the way we are right now. And that is not because of me. That's because of Auston. That's because of the technology that he is skilled with. It's a skill, bro. Can it be learned? Yes. But in order to get out of your way, you're going to have to, this is what you got to understand, Rafa, and this is going to put it all in perspective. What I said to myself was, technology is not going to sit around and wait for me. In my experience, in the last 5 or 6 years, it changes every 2-3 months, definitely every 6 months. It's on a whole nother level. There are softwares that Auston had us on 3, 4, 5 years ago. We don't even use anymore. You know why? Because a better one comes along. And I've seen Auston, the CTO. He makes the final decisions. He tells me what we're doing, but it's his decision. It's his choice. I follow his leadership. When he says, yo, bro, I got a better technology for us to be on, he'll pull us off of some one thing and he'll put us on to another one, especially if it costs less money and it's more powerful. And he does it every single time. You know why? Because he's the one sitting over there spending all his time clicking on all these buttons. Then he brings it back to the meeting and tells us how it grows the business. And it's not one time that he doesn't pull us off of something, or but we grow. You don't understand the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. He's dealing with his fears too. Oh, is this really going to work? I'm the one that's on the front lines. I tell him that it's working. I head the sales team. I tell him, hey, bro, this right here, this what you had us on, this feature on this software was some bullshit. And I tell him just like that. I don't like this. I like this. Now, we're on close.com now. Yeah. Because we've gotten bigger. It does more for what I needed to do. And it accommodates what I'm dealing with the customer one-on-one every single day. So Rafa, technology is not going to sit around and wait for you. And I said to myself, if I don't get on board with this young man right now, me where I am, where I want to go in my life, I'm going to get left behind. Old school thinking is going to keep your ass broke. Yeah. And this is about business. So you got to have people around you pushing you like I'm pushing you right now. That's my job as your speaker coach. Auston does it to me all the time. Auston will say, man, you better get out, man. Get your old ass right, bro. You need to listen to what I'm saying. And guess what? Some days when I'm dragging my ass on some old school shit, he's right. He's right the majority of the time. See, and it's not about, he's not trying to be right. He's trying to be profitable. Now, which one do you want, Rafa? You want to be right or you want to be profitable?
Profitable.
I want to be profitable. So I don't get in arguments with Auston about his gift and his leadership. I trust his leadership. He's been loyal to me. Everything he's told us to do has always made us money. And it's always about growing bigger. Yeah, does technology freak you out? Damn right it does. let me tell you something, Rafa, you better smarten up and listen to me, bro. So my mindset was, yeah, I didn't get an email address until 1995. The internet came out in 1992, I believe. No, I didn't really start messing with email until 95, maybe 97. But I was forced to do it because my real estate business at the time was blowing up. And back then I was kind of like a part-time speaker, and things were done through email, but it wasn't all of this PDF documents, social media wasn't around. Bro, technology will literally leave you in the dust.
Yeah.
If you don't keep up with it. It is not intended for it to keep up with you. It is your responsibility to keep up with it. And that's my mindset. And that's why every time Austin tells me to do something, I keep my mouth shut, keep the complaining to zero or at a minimal. Yeah, I may tell him something every once in a while about something I don't like, but guess what I do? I go back and I implement it every single day, and I keep getting better and better and better. If you took away the technology, are you crazy? You take away my technology right now, it makes me less efficient. It makes me less productive.
Right.
I am not going to go back to sending out text messages and emails and opening up emails after 18 to 20 calls a day. All I got to do is hit one button. That's all because of technology. One button. All I got to do is type in some call notes and hit close. No, hit done. And it auto generates the follow-up email out to them with all of the value in there. I don't have to do anything. See, all of that came from me sharing information, the data on the front lines, and Austin plugs the data in and finds the right piece of software or automation or technology to run the business and get us where it is that we need to be. That is how we're going to help you do it at Speaker Focus as well. You keep telling us what issues and challenges you're having. We're going to tell you, use this, use that, use Active Campaign, use this, like we're doing with Lisa and like we're doing with Alex and many other students that are getting results on our platform.
Man, I appreciate that. Love KTR more than you'll ever know, bro. I needed to hear that today. So thank you. I'm going to take that and implement. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Listen, if you're going to use our template, listen to everything that Austin tells you to do.
Yeah.
In module 5, if you're going to use our template, people are getting some great results with our template, and they're launching their website in a matter of hours. At least you can show up and you can ask questions. You can submit support tickets. If you're going to use somebody else's, if you're going to use your own web designer, follow the website checklist, and then get them the content that they need, and then work with them to get your website up and running. If you got any questions, we're always here for you. All right.
I appreciate you, KTR. Thank you for the time. Thank you.
No problem. Yes. Let me see. Okay, we got Daryl is up next. For all of you out there who are really struggling with the technology, this is a real conversation, and it comes up on our platform a lot. I am no different than all of you, but you cannot be afraid of it. You have to be able to attack it with force. You got to empower yourself with information. You cannot be afraid of technology. This is a wealth shift that's happening in professional speaking right now. And believe me when I tell you, the technology behind it, these social networking platforms, is the reason why you're having all this explosive income growth with so many people that are out there really making power moves. Because believe me, we aren't the only ones. Daryl, talk to me, boss. Thanks for your patience. Can you hear me? Daryl, I just asked you to unmute. Hello.
Okay, KT, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I hear you now. How are you?
Okay, thank you. I'm fine. So I hope you are, man. You're doing a wonderful job. All I hear on this call is success, success, success. And that's the kind of energy and inspiration that I need at this juncture, at this point in my life. It's an interesting thing that I would meet you at this point in my life. But anyway, I've been kind of struggling with trying to get stuff together. But I remember you said that you can't be a perfectionist. And sometimes I overthink and I don't can't put it together. But I'm learning, listening to what you told Rafi. Okay, that kind of helped me out a little bit. Yeah. But these are my questions.
Okay.
How old can the articles be that I got a few articles of when I was actually out in the community, out in the marketplace, doing work. I got articles that I've written. I used to write for 2 different newspapers. I had a television program. Okay. That stuff is old, man. That stuff is 2008, it's at least 20 years. Sorry, I got something going on. Excuse my cough.
It's okay.
It's at least 20 years old, sir. So I was wondering, how old some of the stuff that I could use.
Okay.
Oh.
So that's a great question. Okay, Daryl, I want you to remember something. It's called repurpose. You can repurpose content, which means you can take a piece of content 20 years old and you can put a new spin on it, a new twist, as long as it serves your target market. Daryl, we hear this all the time. The artist, R&B artist D'Angelo. When D'Angelo got signed to his first record deal, it's probably over 20 years ago now, 25 years ago. He was signed, but he was on the shelf for about 5 or 6 years before his project actually came out. This happens all the time. So yeah, a song may have been written 5, 6 years ago, and all of a sudden it comes out and it's a hit. It's a classic. You're like, man, why didn't they put this out? Because some record exec thinks that they know more than the artist, and then they end up holding it back because they got another project. And then a lot of times what they do is a lot of these record executives aren't real music people, like a lot of football people aren't real football people. That's why the Washington football team is going to be horrible, because they don't have real football people making the decisions. They have a marketing person making the decisions. He doesn't know football, bro. And that's why they suck every single year. So writing, and it doesn't matter if it's 20 years ago, Daryl, you can repurpose that content. Daryl, let me ask you a question. I know I have a clean face right now. It's been a while since I've rocked a beard. And sometimes I'm probably going to go back to my beard in the wintertime, but I'm not feeling it. I just haven't been feeling it for the last 7 or 8 or 9 months. I have content that I have that's 10 years old, 12 years old, 15 years old. People think that I posted it up. People think I just posted that content. I have over 7,000, 8,000 pictures almost on my Facebook alone. I can go back and grab a picture from 10 years ago and put some new text to it, a new kind of context to speak to my audience, and all of a sudden I got a brand new piece of content. Does that make sense what I just said?
Oh, absolutely, man. That's like a word.
I don't care. Sir. I don't care how long ago you wrote it. If it's relevant, see, this, Daryl, we were talking about this before, bro. See, one thing about it is that you have the image, you have the experience. I call it professional cachet. You have that kind of swag and that kind of confidence in your appearance. And you do have great oratorical skills, elocution, presentation. You know how to articulate yourself. But if you're going to not be confident in your ability to write, see, and here's what gets in the way, Daryl, is that now you gotta fall under a new regime and you gotta follow a system. This is what I had to tell myself a long time ago. When your system is working and is profitable, then we can keep doing it your way. When your system is not profitable, you need to learn a new way. Me and Austin, at the end of the day, we just want you to be profitable. But we also want you to set your business up the right way. And it starts with the messaging. Daryl, all you have to do is follow the system and don't try to reinvent the wheel, and don't outthink or double talk or out talk yourself out of it. Just follow the signature program template, bro, and get them ideas out. Because one thing for sure is you're not running short on ideas. Content is content. Utilize it. I don't care where you get it from. Just make it work for your target audience. And that is what we're teaching you how to do right there inside of module number 1. You got any other questions?
Okay, great. Excuse me. That was a good answer for me.
You're welcome.
Okay. I wrote, and I just sent it, and I know it's out of structure, not a protocol, but I sent a presentation to your, I'm so sorry, to your email address.
Okay.
Do you happen to look at it?
You send it to support@speakerfocus.com?
KTR.
See, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to send it to support@speakerfocus.com. You want the fastest reply, send it to support. Remember, in your welcome email, support@speakerfocus.com. Send it to that. I'll be happy to look at it. This is what I'm here for. I'll be happy to give you a critique on anything that you any projects you have coming up. It's important. It's important for us to understand what you're doing and what space that you're in and what message you're trying to get out there and make sure that you're going in that direction. That's what we're going to hold you accountable for. And that's what we want you to do. So send it over to support. You'll have an answer.
I'll do it.
At least by tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening. How's that sound?
That'll be great. I'll do it. And copyright, right? As I was writing this, it's a PowerPoint that I wrote.
Okay.
It took me a long time, man.
I saw your copyright question in support.
Okay, right. You did, but this is the thing. As I was writing that PowerPoint presentation, right? I saw where when you do your PowerPoints and the information that you present, you have a copyright at the top of it, right? So I guess that's something that you develop I'm really interested in making sure that all the stuff that I've done, I can get it copywritten. Is that putting the cart before the horse, or where should I put the copywriting process in my development of my signature program?
Okay. Well, you may have seen that in there, the copyright symbol up there, as with the content on our website. And, I'm not going to have a big discussion about intellectual and creative properties and get all legal on you. But I will say this, your IP, your intellectual properties is very important. That could be found on your books, any type of curriculum that you design, any license and things of that nature. Artists have to go through this all the time. And this is how they get compensated on a regular basis and create residual income. You could, the speaking is no different. So the reason why I put it up there inside my sales tools is because some students have not just tried to follow the blueprint, they have literally jacked verbatim some of the lines from my signature programs. That's okay, because all my signature programs are brand new now. You can borrow from it however you like. It still doesn't match their brand. My words are not going to match anybody else's brand. That's just a template for you to follow.
Right.
So I don't get all bent out of shape when I see people. Listen, man, 2 weeks after I met Les Brown and Willie Jolly, both of them won Toastmasters International Speaker of the Year. This was over 25 years ago. 2 weeks after I met both of them, the word focus was tatted all over their website. Their people went in and made sure that they had focus and concentration, because when I spoke with both of them on the same platform and I blew that shit out the water, they knew I was on to something different, and both of them went and borrowed a little bit of it. Okay, great, no problem. I didn't sue them because I don't own the word focus. So if you want to go and copyright everything that you're doing, you're gonna be copywriting everything, unless you got a catchphrase or something that you registered trademark. And copywriting is two different things. Copywriting is more like for songs and books and stuff like that. Yeah, you can do it if you like. But for
I got you.
For signature programs, bro, have at it. I'd love to see somebody speak my words that I wrote with the same kind of flair that I do. So have at it. I don't care, because I can always, bro, I'm so skilled at writing. I can write brand new signature programs every single day if I needed to. And when I go in and service my clients, I customize the language for them anyway. So I don't care. Like, don't even get bent out of shape over that, bro. Get the signature programs done. You do what you do. You do what you do. You have a brand. Remember, the brand is you, and you are your brand, and nobody can be you. You just have the time being Earl Muhammad, and you get that information out of your head and get your creativity out, and you let us follow the template and let us give you some feedback. About 2 or 3 times back and forth, your signature programs will be done.
Okay, my last question is,
yes, sir.
I want the business. I want to create a speaker. In other words, I want to get an LLC, create a business name. I'm gonna get a website, like you guys said. I want to create a whole program, because I don't have anything but content of old and a desire to repurpose myself now. So this is what I want to do. But I was looking at the name of your global KTR. That's a global brand. And I wanted to name my company my initials, but I felt that may be disingenuous. But I needed your feedback on that.
Why is that?
Because everybody knows Darrell Muhammad around it. Darrell Muhammad, people know me, especially back in the day. They know me, so I'm like, I'm trying to be like KTR. I mean, I be telling my wife that. I see how he been rolling. I like that, and I'm in a position in my life where I want to attempt to duplicate what he has done over the years, over the next 7 to 10 years, maybe, because this is it for me. This speaker's business that I'm starting, that's it for me, because we just lost our business. The state closed our business down. So now this is it. And I was just wondering, would that be a nuisance to do something like that?
Okay. What's your initials? You got a middle initial?
Yep. DGM, Darrell Gregory Muhammad.
Okay. I mean, look, I saw many people use their first and last initial. This is not new with people using their initials. Listen, this is how brand KTR was birthed. We were sitting on the set to my old TV show. I used to tape at DC TV in Washington, DC. And anytime I would introduce myself, if you say it, it's a mouthful. Hey, my name is Kevin T. Robertson. So everybody was like, well, what's the middle initial for? Well, my middle name is Tremel. You know, it's like people would always ask me, well, why do you use your middle initial? I said, because it has flair to it. Now, I remember a lady when I used to work at a bank. For those of you who don't believe it, I actually had a real job before. Back in the day, I had 3 real jobs. So a lady at the bank said, wow, Kevin, I had it on my nameplate in my drive-through when I worked as a teller. It said Kevin T. Robertson. I haven't used Kevin Robertson since I was in high school. When I got out of high school, I started using my middle initial. Because, the first time some woman tells you that your name is beautiful or is sexy or whatever, you're going to try to use it forever. So this woman told me, she said, Kevin T. Robertson. She said, you know what? You sound like a movie star. You're destined for great things. You're going to be big one day. I don't know. It's something about you. I don't know what it is. I said, thank you, miss. So I said, okay. I kept it, Kevin T. Robertson, for years and years and years. Anyway, I started doing this show. My show started gaining some traction. And my staff, Gregory, said, hey, man, KTR's not ready. He's in makeup. He's in wardrobe. Gregory started calling me KTR, and everybody else started calling me KTR. So it just caught on. And then it's like a character, bro. It's fun being KTR. It's fun having monogram French cuff shirts with the KTR logo in it. It's fun when you open up your suit jackets and they got your name engraved inside your suit. It's fun. Have fun with it. Listen, if you want your brand to be your initials, I have no problem with it. It's not like you're stealing anything. I'm not the first one who's done this. But I tell you what, when you know it has a little flair to it, and you know it has some meaning behind it, then you just go with it. I just told you the story of how I became KTR. I didn't come up with it. I thought about calling myself that when I was coming up with some rap names when I was an artist many years ago. But then I said, nah, at the time, it sounded kind of corny. But it don't sound corny no more.
No, you're right. That's the move, brother. Well,
go with what you feel, Darrell. Go with what you feel, bro. And get that and get your business off the ground. This is what we're teaching you how to do. Take it step by step by step. Branding is super important. I'm just a reflection of my brand. That's it. Can't be more proud. You can't be any more proud than who you are with your name. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
I'm proud.
I know, man.
I know,
man. And I love that, man. When I was in network marketing, I was a trainer. They used to call me DM. DM all the time. DM. But anyway, I figured out. I just wanted to run that by you. I appreciate your input, your help, and your support.
No problem. Remember, Darrell, support at speakerfocus.com. Please, we will answer any and all questions. Make sure you get all your assignments there, okay?
I'm on it. Thank you.
All right, boss. Stay focused, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. So we got coming up next. We have Charlene, Giselle, Anita, and Rico are next in that order. Charlene, Anita, and Rico. Lisa, did you have another question?
Yeah, I had two quick questions, but I'll let everybody who hasn't gone first go first.
How sweet of you. Thanks for your patience.
No problem.
I'll come back to you, okay?
Okay, no.
No problem. Okay. Giselle, talk to me.
Hi, thank you. Thank you so much for your feedback. I just wanted to ask you a quick question in terms of the number of slides per hour. The reason I'm asking you that is when I've done all my keynotes and presented so far, it varied anywhere from 30 to 50 slides an hour. And I've had a lot of like diverging opinions and different recommendations. So I just wanted your opinion. I know that, you know, Google has an opinion on the question too, as everything else, but I would have loved your input on that.
Okay, great question. All right, I am not a big fan of a lot of PowerPoint slides, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why. 75% of my engagements have come in the corporate and association market out of 2,700 plus paid speaking engagements that I've done in my career. The majority of them required, sometimes the client requires you to do a PowerPoint. You have all kinds of different learning styles. I suggest you Google what the different learning styles are and how to cater to them. I talk about it in module number 2, I believe it is. You have hands-on kinesthetic and auditory and visual learners. Yeah. Some people pick up more information visually, so they love the performance piece. Some people are more auditory learners, so therefore they're hanging on the reflection of your pitch, your resonance, your height, your accuracy, your cadence, your vocal dynamics. They're writing your vocal dynamics to learn more. Some people are very visual. Me, that's why there's always a performance piece to when you're giving a presentation. There is more than just your PowerPoint presentation. Presentation is your dress attire. That needs to look visually appealing. Oh, if he looks nice, he looks professional, I'm going to keep looking at him. When I'm looking at the PowerPoint presentation, white space is your best friend. Simplicity is also your best friend. Keep everything simple. My first question is, if you're speaking for an hour, why do you need 30 to 50 slides? I'm just asking a question.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I would even love it without slides. I don't use them because I need them, but it's a corporate client and they want slides.
Yeah, they're going to require you to have slides. But what I'm saying, the reason I'm asking is that less is more. And the PowerPoint presentation should not be the star of the show. The speaker is the star of the show. The PowerPoint is a complementary piece to your presentation. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. It should not be every little bullet or every word that you're going to be saying. Other than that, you can give them a workbook and cut everybody loose and they can just go home. You're supposed to set up bullets as talking points. Take the talking point and then walk around the room with command over the knowledge that you are disseminating and giving to your audience. That's what you're supposed to be doing with the PowerPoint presentation. And I'm old school. I used to use the overheads. Take off one sheet, put it down there. Take off another sheet, put it down there.
Mm-hmm. So do you have a number in mind that you think is acceptable?
I don't have a number, but 30 to 50 is too much. A number more acceptable would probably be under 20 for an hour. Let me say this to you. If you're doing a half-day presentation, your workbook or your overheads should be maybe 15 to 30 pages. If you're doing a full half-day program, 2 to 4 hours. Full-day program, maybe you're looking at maybe 30 to 60 pages. 30 to 60. You don't need all 60, but you need enough in there. Watch this. I talk about this also back in module 1. First, you want to make the point. All I need to do is make a point is to have one point up on my PowerPoint presentation. Maybe I could have a graphic up there. Maybe I could have the point with one sentence under the point. By the way, it's going to be something too that they can, it's going to be like a power phrase or a sound bite. Oh, I didn't see that in the workbook. They're going to write that down inside of the workbook. See, I always have a workbook. Then I have the PowerPoint presentation. I am the star of the presentation, not the workbook, not the PowerPoint presentation. Am I making sense to you, Charlene?
Yeah. No, of course. I completely agree. I just, as you, I know you're familiar as well and very expert in the corporate world. And, you know, with corporate, they just really like this kind of like material and slides support. So
yeah, watch this. Remember this. Okay, Charlene. So remember this. Whenever you are doing a presentation, if you want to make your workbook lengthy and wordy, you can. That is what they're going to take home with them. That's like a learning tool. That's like a home study course. Leave an area in there where they can take notes. If you want to put more words in there, you want to put more like hard data in there, fine. Give them the workbook and let them take that home. But the PowerPoint presentation needs to be a scaled down version of the workbook. Everything in the workbook should not be in the PowerPoint presentation. I always give added value, more in the workbook. If you're going to get wordy, do it in the workbook. And then I give little golden nuggets, sound bites in the PowerPoint presentation. And then what I say is going to galvanize the PowerPoint slides and also the workbook, because I'm going to end up saying something that's not in the workbook and not on the PowerPoint presentation, but I'm going to galvanize it all together. That's what a professional speaker does.
Is your workbook the equivalent of a handout, like just a follow-up material?
A handout is different. A handout is going to be for our keynote speech. I may have a handout that's 1 to 5 pages for an hour, 1 to 5. I may have, in other words, I may have 3 to 5 talking points in an hour, 3 to 5, not 30 to 50. In the 3 to 5 points, yes, am I going to go a little bit deeper into it? But you got to break an hour down in 4 quarters. So I have 15 minutes. I'm going to do my opening. By the time I get 3 minutes in to my opening and my welcome, I'm going to be into my first talking point. What I came here to do today is, boom, make a point. Number 2 is open up the point for audience participation and interaction.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, make an example of the point. Tie in some case studies, real life experiences, statistical data. If you haven't lived it, don't talk about it. And then you're going to bring closure to the point and then transition and pivot into your next point. Right now, I'm already 12 to almost 15 minutes into my presentation. I'm still on one point. In my case, I always have 5 keys to stay in focus because I'm America's leading focus expert. So every single presentation that I do has 5 bullets, 5 talking points, 5 tips, 5 techniques, 5 whatever. Because I'm always going to talk about staying focused. I have like 1,000 different ways to spell focus, and I customize it for whoever I'm talking to under the title of leadership. Soon as I finish up point number 1, I'm going to roll right into point number 2. And I'm going to start that loop all over again. This is the art and the science behind delivering a message. It's right there inside of module number 2. Make a point, open up the point, make an example of the point, bring closure to the point, transition and pivot into the next point. Some of the greatest orators in the history of our business have kept this messaging formula on the loop. Charlene, if I were you, I'd go back into module number 1. The backside of module number 1 talks about the technical aspects of speaking. And if I were you, I would memorize. See, you're already a good enough speaker. You're just missing that technical piece. But it's a little excessive with that many slides. But what happens is the audience starts to get overwhelmed. Now they don't know what to look at. Do I keep my eyes on her? Do I look at the workbook? Do I look at the PowerPoint presentation? See, you don't want to give them a lot to look at. The workbook they're taking home with them, fine. Put the extra stuff in the workbook. But I keep everything scaled down. My goal is to make you take note. No, I don't make them do anything. They take notes because the value that's coming out of my mouth. So I want to leave a lot of space for them to write. I just put some other stuff up on the PowerPoint just to make a point, just to reinforce a point. complementary piece the PowerPoint presentation should be, not the star of the show. Scale down your slides to maybe, go with like maybe 10, 15 slides, 20 max per hour. If you're doing a full day program, spread the material out, Charlene, take your time. Remember, you know what you're talking about. You're actually good at what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You got any other questions?
So would you suggest that the ideal scenario is to give a workbook and a handout? Would you do both or?
Okay, let me be clear. A handout is about 1 to 5 pages. That's for a keynote speech. A workbook is going to be given for a half-day program or a full-day program. A handout also, I apologize, a handout could also be, okay, I have like a self-assessment tool. I used to do this as well. We would have a workbook, and then I would have a self-assessment personality test that I would give them that was like maybe 4 or 5 pages. At some point, I would have them take the test midway throughout the seminar, and then they would turn in their test and we would go over their scores. That's an example of a handout. But a handout typically is for like a keynote speech. I always want people to have something where they can take notes. I don't care if I speak for a half an hour. I'm going to leave something on the table or the chair so they can take notes and follow my 5-step system.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Any other questions?
No, that's good. Thank you.
Okay. The next time, you're very welcome. Next time you prepare a presentation, send it over to support@speakerfocus.com and let me give you a critique on putting it together.
Oh, the whole presentation? The whole slides?
Sure. I'll take a look at the whole thing.
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
I'll be able to tell you this is excessive. This is way too much information. You have too many words on one slide. This picture's too big. Come on. I'll break down the whole presentation for you. This is what we do.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, great. And oh, sorry, last question. I know you said that you always get your deposit paid before booking a date, but like, what if that hasn't been talked about? Can you just do like have the payment before and have the payment on completion? Is that an okay modality? Or so if you're going to speak with a corporate for like, say, once every quarter for 4 quarters, they booked you for a year, you're not going to send out the invoice for the whole year, right? You're going to send one per quarter, or how do you?
Okay, it's all in what you negotiate. First of all, what country are you negotiating in?
The UK.
Okay, the UK. All right, so I do have a lot of experience speaking there. Now, I do know sometimes companies they want to be able to bill you, you want to bill after services are rendered. I recommend 50% non-refundable deposit up front, but you have to negotiate that. If you don't ask for it, you're not going to get it. Sometimes when you speak at colleges, they want to pay, they'll have your check as soon as you arrive. When you speak in the youth market, they pay after services are rendered. Government contracting market, they pay after services are rendered. The corporate and association market typically has got to do a 50% non-refundable deposit to take that tour date off the calendar. I'd recommend getting 50% upfront, period.
So is 50% upfront and 50% upon completion quite reasonable?
No, that's not quite reasonable. That's the way you should be doing business with these companies. Now that's found in the booking engagement agreement, and on the back end, I believe in the speaker toolkit in module number 2. It's called the booking engagement agreement. From top to bottom, it has everything to book you logistically in there, everything of how it should be broken down. And one of them, the fees, 50% non-refundable deposit.
Mm-hmm.
That is to secure the date that they're requesting. That is where they're going to generate the purchase order and start the payment process. And then the other, and this verbiage is real specific. When Ward drafted up this agreement for me over 30 years ago, he put it in there like that for a reason. You are supposed to receive the second payment prior to your first performance. That means if you have me booked for 3 separate sessions, my payment is in my upper jacket pocket before I do the first performance, period. And the meeting planner, anytime I show up on site, the meeting planner walks over to me immediately and makes sure she puts my check in my hand. If it's not done by a wire transfer, but most of the time it's going to be done by a check.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Charlene, remember this, unless you got any other questions. If you don't ask, you don't get. Part of being a high fee speaker is having a difficult conversation. It's called how to have the proper pricing conversation. And all of these scripts are on our platform, so you will feel comfortable having these conversations with these meeting planners. You cannot let them have control. They will bulldog you and you will lose every single time. What we're teaching you how to do is stand up for yourself, get the value that you're worth, and have your business set up the right way. And you will have leverage. When you have leverage, it's up to them to go find your money, not for you to be in broke, begging, or desperation mode. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. You need any more help? Don't hesitate to reach out.
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Talk to you real soon. Okay. Let me see. Moving right along. Good questions tonight, everybody. Great questions. I love it. Inquiring minds want to know. Okay. Let me see. All right, we got Charlene. We got to push Charlene's lower hand. Okay, Anita is up next. Anita, how are you?
I'm well, Mr. Kevin. How are you?
I'm doing great. Feeling better this week. Thank you.
Good, good. And just, I know you don't talk much about your family, but I know you brought them up last week, and I just wanted to know how's your family doing?
Things are more under control this week, a little bit less stressful. Just pushing through one day at a time, but we're making some headway. Ain't no question about it. Thank you so much for asking. Thanks for caring, more importantly.
Oh, no problem, no problem. They stayed in my mind when you told us about it last week.
Oh yeah, we're family here at Speaker Focus. And, me and Austin treat you like that. And it's a very unique experience that we have with many of you on our platform. So we definitely appreciate it. And that's the reason why when it's my time to listen to a lot of things that all of you go through, this all comes with the territory. Sometimes life gets in the way and we got to deal with emotional stuff that you have to learn to manage it on top of growing a speaker business, because it's not going to go away. And Anita, if it's not going to be a family thing, it's going to be some other kind of thing.
Right.
It's always something. It's always something. Sometimes
I agree.
Some of it just is more difficult to deal with than others, and I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you that it's necessary. Management is a nasty business, but it's necessary. And it's just another thing I have to learn how to manage. And like I said, I'm better this week than I was last week, because guess what? I put some systems in place to make sure that my family's taken care of, my in-laws are taken care of, and that it's less stressful and they're getting the care that they need. And I took some steps closer this weekend to making sure that happens. So it's all good. What's your question?
Well, with that being said, I have 2 questions, one for you and one for Austin. And I'm going to just start my question off with you. And it deals with stuff like this. How do you deal with stuff comes up with your family? Maybe I'm asking for motivational speak, I don't know. But during your time and when you had to go out and do speaking and you had emergencies with your family, how did you handle that? Did you read the book, or how did you handle it?
All right. But first of all, that's a great question. That's a great question. I don't believe I've gotten a question quite like that on this platform, maybe a couple other times, but that's a great question. See, this is where all that experience of me being on tour, I can remember one of the worst times that I was on top of the world. I mean, I was at the height of my touring, 100+ dates a year. 2007, I did 152 tour dates internationally. And my dad passed away in 2010. But before my dad passed away, they had to medevac him to the hospital. I mean, when I tell you I was at the height of my facilitation, at the height of everything. probably around, I was just on a run like you wouldn't believe until 2003 or 2004 to 2010. It was like the golden era of my career. I just couldn't do no wrong. I mean, I had such command over my content. These corporations were on me like white on rice. They couldn't get enough of me. So I always tell people it's impossible to have it all at the same time. You could be the best father in the world, but then your business ain't making no money. And then you got to make some hard line business decisions to be the best CEO in the world, but then you're a horrible husband. You're not going to be there for your friends. You're not going to be there for a whole lot of people because you're putting so much time into this other thing over here because you want it so bad, because you want to be successful. Oh yeah, it's a price to pay emotionally. So one of the roughest days I had, I only had to cancel 2 tour dates in my entire life. And it was because I had to fly home early because my dad was sick. And I was going along great. And all of a sudden somebody calls me and tells me that my dad is fighting for his life. They had to medevac him to the hospital. And then it was another time, it was because of weather, because I didn't want to fly into the eye of the storm. I'm in like Houston. I think I need to get ready to fly into San Antonio or something, or the other way around. No, I was at the Riverwalk in San Antonio. I was about to fly into Houston, and I saw this big ass red thing, and that was where the hurricane. I said, I'm not flying into there. So in my speaker engagement agreement, Ward, my attorney, also put in there, and that's the same engagement agreement that all of you have. It has an act of God clause in there, where I have the discretion to cancel the tour date if I feel like my life is in jeopardy. So I canceled the tour date. And then my dad, I had to cancel that. I only canceled 2 tour dates in my entire career. I performed with the flu, sinus infections, sprained ankle, all kinds of stuff, because that's how bad I wanted to be a part of this industry. So in closing that point, what you do is, this is an emotional experience that you're going through. So you people need to take care of your emotions. You got to practice some self-care. When you're on the road a long time, them walls start closing in on you. That's why I make it a point. I get out of the hotel. I network at the bar. I go out and go bowling. I go look at a museum or something if I have the time to do it. You know, I get out of the room because I don't want to be stuck in there all the time. So yeah, when you're going through, this is real. When you're going through relationship problems, when your relationship is hanging on by a thread, I'm talking about your significant other, your marriage, whoever you're in a relationship with, it's going to be hanging on by a thread sometimes. Because you're balling out of control so much, your relationship is going to be hanging on by a thread. That's going to bother you, but you cannot bring it into the seminar room. When your dad is holding on to his last breath, you got to get your ass back on a plane, and you cannot bring that into your keynote presentation. Because if you're thinking about all of that, it's going to mess you know how much focus it takes to do this profession? You can't be thinking about anything else because it's going to affect your performance. So what I've had to learn to do over the years, Anita, is compartmentalize. Give everything my undivided attention. When I'm talking to you, nothing else in the world matters right now. When I'm at that tour date and I'm delivering service to that audience, I can't be sitting here thinking about what's going on with my family. I can't be thinking about what's going on with my friends, who's hurting, who needs money, how many people is asking me for something. Because the more success you have, they're going to start coming out the woodwork, acting like you can part the Red Sea. I can't worry about any of that. All I'm concerned about right now is answering this one question and making sure you understand what I need you to understand so you can become a better person. I don't give a damn about nothing else. So number one is give everything your undivided attention. When I'm with my family, I'm with my family. When I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you.
Gotcha.
And that's the best way. Other than that, it will literally push you over the deep end. I've seen speakers have nervous breakdowns before because they can't handle traveling. They can't handle being away from their wife. They can't handle the guilt that you can't feel guilty because you got to go out and live your vision.
Mm-hmm.
Live unapologetically. Freedom ain't free, Anita. And I'm the freest person that you ever known in your life. I do what I want to do, when I want to do it, exactly the way I want to do it. But there's rules to the game. You got to take care of yourself first, or it's not going to be anything left for you to give to your audience. And that's real. What's your next question?
My next question is a technical question regarding, what is it called? Wix. I wanted to know if that is a suggested website to use.
Austin, did you hear that question?
Yep, I heard that. So I'd recommend Webflow over Wix, just because Webflow is going to give you more customization and flexibility. And also we have the template ready to go, where you can one-click import speaker website for your domain. So and then all the trainings built around Webflow. So and it's really cheap too. So I've tested Wix a lot, and I found Webflow to be a much better product. But if your website is kind of already being built on Wix, or you're already using it and you like it, that's fine. You'll just have to figure out how to integrate it with ActiveCampaign and the other tools that we have that we recommend, like your CRM and all that. And so, yeah, I think it'll be a lot easier for you if you don't have a website built yet, to just use Webflow, because it's going to be much easier.
Okay, all right. Because I had used Wix for something else, and I just thought, well, maybe I asked you if that's still a good choice. But I appreciate the answer. So you answered my question, and I thank you both for your time and for putting in all this work for us. So I'm very appreciative of you both.
Likewise, Anita. Likewise. Hey, if Mr. Troyer gives you the word on something when it comes to technology, you can take it to the bank, because all he does is sits over there and test it. We test everything out before we recommend it to you, because reputation is a really amazing thing. And if you're going to hang your hat on your name, you don't want it sullied, and you don't want to put a stain or blemish on it. And we would never ask you to go out and do these things with your clients unless you see us demonstrate these things with you first. And it takes patience along the way when you're working with people, and we want you to get results. It's never perfect, Anita. Business is not designed so it's meant to be perfect. A lot of people stress themselves out with trying to get it perfect. We don't want you to get it perfect. We just wanted to get results. And getting results doesn't matter whose way, or whose way is the highway, or whose way is the right way.
Right.
All I care about is getting results. And a lot of times, we listen to people that lead us down the wrong path. All me and Austin want to do is, we're held accountable as well. It's a lot of things we tried on our platform where, they haven't worked, and we figure out a way to make it work better. Every business is tweaking, and that's what all of you have to do with your speaker business. It's forever evolving, and it always changes. So remember, make sure that I call it empty your emotional trash can. You do that every single day. Whatever you took in, especially when you're working with other people, they will literally suck the life's blood out of you, especially when you're good. When you're good at this business, you're going to have a line wrapped around the corner with people trying to ask you questions. Learn to answer their questions while you're on the platform. That's why I build in a Q&A at the end of my presentations, so everybody can ask me questions, because they think they're going to box me into a corner and try to ask me questions because the line is long. I want to shake your hand. I want to get your number. I want to touch your hair. I want to find out where you got your clothes from. I want to find out what celebrities you know. I want to book you for a speaking engagement. Okay, we got to sift out through all of that, and we got to get to the money, because I need to get to my ground transportation so I can get back to the airport, or I can get back to my room so I can get to my space to myself. Do you know, if I had people like, oh, KTR, man, I need to get 5 minutes on the phone. Okay, well, if 1,000 students need 5 minutes of my time, then that means I can't do anything else. This is what the group calls are for. You see?
Yeah.
You pick one area where you can answer all the questions. You can ask me questions every day through tech support. People are like, oh, I need a coach. I need a coach I could talk to all the time. Well, you need to go get another coach, because that means that coach don't know what the hell they're doing. See, we got a system. I can serve you better in this capacity. Show up on a group call, submit a support ticket. You get constant back and forth. Anita, has it been one time where you submitted a support ticket and haven't gotten an answer to advance you through this program?
No. You've been able to answer all of my questions.
Well, there you go. Now, when people can't answer the questions, it's because they're not a subject matter expert and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. See, we're talking about facts, and I want you sharing facts with your audience, and that stands the test of time. That's what allows you to build a sustainable brand. Manage your emotions, Anita. Empty your emotional trash can at the end of every single day. And if you got any more questions, you already know where to find us.
Yes, thank you.
Love you much. Talk to you real soon.
Okay.
All right, now, let me see. We got you bringing the group call to a close here, and we got a couple other questions. Lisa, I know you had 2 more questions. I'm going to get to Rico. Rico, you're on live with Austin and Kevin. Talk to me. Rico, you there?
Coach, you hear me?
Hey, I'm here, boss. What's going on?
Hey, I'm learning from one of the greatest. How you doing?
Appreciate you, man. Yes, sir. I'm doing great, man. I'm ready to go for a long walk.
A long walk?
Right after the group call, I'm going to run some stairs. I'm going to go for a long walk. And then I'm going to get in my massage chair and go to sleep.
Ah, I got you. I got you. Well, hey, real quick. I did, thanks for the feedback last week.
Okay.
On the promo, 2 to 5 minute promo video. You know, I pretty much had to hack my mind on that. I was like, I went on ahead and knocked it out. Because I didn't want you, even though you don't know his number, you probably would have messaged him on Facebook Messenger and found my brother last name. So I'm like, nah, I'm gonna knock it out. So that's why I put the pressure on me to do it. Still improving on that. The final version.
We appreciate your work ethic, man.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, this is really, to be honest, not that I ever was, but speaking is my thing, man. I mean, either I'm gonna speak through the music or I'm gonna speak through my message, voice, and so I'm taking the gift seriously, or really, just trying to get through it. And I guess I really don't have a question, but I guess I'm just giving you progress.
Okay.
Where I am.
Yeah, we need that too.
Yeah. So only thing out that's missing now is the 30-minute of training.
Okay.
Free training. And I'm at the blogs where I got to do 3 blogs. So I kind of feel like I had a little challenge there, but I mean, once I really get going, it don't take me long. So I just had to really make a decision to just go ahead and knock that out. So that's my next 2 things.
Oh yeah. I'm glad you brought that point up, Rico. That's very important, because a lot of students, they really get stuck. Like, they build up momentum, they finish with their signature programs. Remember, it's an uphill battle with everything that you're doing to accomplish these goals. Me and Austin have a to-do list every day. We have weekly goals. We just had a big meeting about our Q4 goals. It's a lot. It's a lot. But you just take it one day at a time. Take it one thing at a time. Scratch that off your to-do list. You have to go into production mode if you're going to be dropping videos. And, to produce content is not easy, but it becomes easier when you get in the habit of doing it. A lot of things we're asking you to do. Remember, your subconscious mind, it's always programmed to kick out anything that's not familiar to your current database of knowledge. But through practice, your brain starts to say, oh, those signature programs, they feel more comfortable now. That doesn't feel as painful as it did when I first started. Oh, sitting down, grabbing my cell phone and pressing record, and me overthinking this video instead of doing something organic, instead of just hitting record. And if I mess up, I mess up. See, a lot of you have got to stop trying to get all the words perfect. You just need to get the message right. Let me say that again. You need to stop working on getting the words perfect. You need to work on getting the messaging right. Am I speaking to the right target audience? Am I saying what they need to hear? Am I helping them solve problems? I mean, listen, if all of you want a free lesson in posting, writing copy on your social media, all you gotta do is go and check out the way I post on my social media. And you're gonna see the exact example after example after example. Bro, I would take any scenery. I could be in a parking lot and I'll make up a post about a parking space, but it has something to do with my target buyer. It doesn't matter what it is. I literally am standing places. Sometimes I'm walking down the boardwalk and I'm like, oh, I got an epiphany. Oh, I got to turn this into a post. I feel like my group could benefit from this, and I turn it into a post. It's not just me. It's not just me on there flexing and flossing all the time. See, this is, bro, I'm not an IG model. I don't have a deal with Fashion Nova.
Right.
Right. I am posting content with a purpose. There is a purpose behind what I'm posting. But a lot of you are not posting content. A lot of you are amazing at what you do. My God, we work with some of the most talented people in the world. But you know what? They won't simply watch this. They won't open up their phone, find the camera, and press record and just start talking. Hey, this is Kevin. You know, I was thinking to myself, I was having a real bad day and I was kind of getting down on myself. I was feeling anxiety. So I put my workout stuff on because I realized when I go and I exercise, endorphins get released and it actually has a calming effect and it takes away the feeling of anxiety and it decreases my level of stress. Well, maybe you're stressing too. And I'm just telling people what I feel. And then I may tie it back into something. I may have a theme to the post. The theme is always around why you're not booking high fees as a speaker. See, that's just my theme. That's because I'm talking to my target audience. Who's your target audience and what's your theme? You should be talking to the meeting planner. Rico, out of the 6 different target buyers, who is your target market? The youth market speaking to kids, yes or no?
No.
The faith-based market speaking to churches?
Could be, but no.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
No.
The government contracting market? Yes or no?
No.
The college market?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
Where the bigger fees are, corporate and association market? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, then have I seen you dropping in the videos talking to the conference coordinator or the meeting planner and the value that you can deliver to their organization?
You haven't seen that, and I'll tell you why.
I hear crickets. I'm not interested in why, Rico. I want you to do it.
Yes, sir.
See,
I got you.
listen, and then watch this. I'm not just saying this to you. I gotta say this to me.
Absolutely.
I got a to-do list of videos that I need to be dropping, and I need to. Why? See, Monday's gonna be my production day. Then you gonna see KTR with the little cute coach hat on, all that kind of stuff with the Speaker Focus shirt on. Now, sometimes I need to get in a suit, bro, so I can translate this messaging. I'm not just telling you, I have to do it myself. Oh, you don't think, oh, y'all think I just wake up every morning ready to go and I'm just ready to start producing content. Just because I know how to do it easy doesn't mean that I want to do it. Man, this is a mental struggle, bro, especially right now.
Right.
I feel like shit in my personal life. And it's hard for me to get up. So you know what I do? I force myself to shave, do my hair, put a suit on. You know what that's going to do? That's going to make me get up and do it. I got people relying on me, bro. I got a Monday group call. We got thousands of people on our platform. I got a client base. I got a list I got to manage with hundreds of thousands. We got hundreds of thousands of people on our list. I got to write copy. I have to produce content. I got Auston on my ass like you wouldn't believe to push it to a whole nother level. I got to perform. The life doesn't give a damn what you're going through. Your ass still got to wake up every day and perform. You know what does it for me, Rico? Because I realize what next level looks like. And every single time that I reach next level, it's always come off of my greatest failures or when I'm feeling the worst. You know why I'm gonna go on a 2-hour walk tonight? And I'm gonna put my suit on to really make me sweat because I'm feeling anxiety. I'm going to go out and get rid of that anxiety. I'm not going to sit here and let it attack me. I'm going to attack it because I've already got my 4 goals already laid out, and I want to crush those goals. I don't want the goals crushing me. And that's why you see me more in a suit lately, because I got to get in the mode of producing content. If I got to do it, you got to do it.
Absolutely.
So don't tell me about what you're going to do. Do it. Drop the videos. Sit there and just document your life, good or bad or indifferent, bro. Just make sure it has some value for somebody looking at it. We all going through shit right now. If somebody tells you that they're not, they're lying to you. And that's not a person I want in my network. I want somebody in my network that's feeling the fire up under their ass just like me. This shit is real, Rico. You got to get in attack mode, bro.
Yes, sir.
If not, you're going to get steamrolled right over top of. Anything in life you do not meet with greater or equal force, it's going to bulldog you. And I am not a man with the level of intelligence that I have that likes to get bulldogged. You're not about to punk me out of my vision and my dream. It's not happening, bro. I got life to live. I got to get up and live it. I don't care if I'm hurting, if I'm wounded, if I got some deficiencies and some limitations. I got to get up and I got to get up and I got to live every single day. Now, the feeling will go away.
Mm-hmm.
All these situations I'm going through right now, you ain't got to worry about me. I'm gonna get up every day and do what I got to do, Rico. You had any other questions? And then we're going to get to Lisa and we're going to wrap the call.
Yeah, I'll just say, I think that what may have got me hung up, because I do videos on, on Facebook Live and stuff like that. But I think what really got me was I probably got hung up so much on trying to get the sites done, with the tools that I'm working on right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't quite just go with it. I was maybe a little hesitant, but I just bust right through it. It's no problem. I just go ahead and knock it out.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's cool. I just wanted to let you know.
Okay. Hey, listen, keep me posted. Hey, Rico, remember, start posting videos that have value to the conference coordinator. Make your social media a landing spot. When meeting planners come to, they are constantly getting taken to school and educated about what is going on in their industry. And they know that your signature programs are directly addressing the challenges that they're going through right now. They could sure use it, brother. We're in a mental health crisis. All right.
Absolutely. And Austin, by the way, I guess I do a support ticket. I have been filling them in the templates and stuff. So I just wanted to give that shout out, because I know last week we were talking about highlighting it, but we can do a support ticket and check out what's been done on the progress so far.
Okay. All right. No problem.
That sounds
Appreciate it.
Okay, let me see. We had Esther has her hand up as well. Lisa, I'll be right with you. Esther put her hand up. So we're gonna go to Esther real quick. Hey Esther, how are you?
Hello, I'm great. I'm so excited to be here. It's my first time here. So it's like what do they say? It's a silver lining. I'm not working right now, but because I'm not working, I'm here. So I'm so pumped to make sure that I use this program to make something happen. So I'm excited to be here. I want to talk just a little bit about, I'm diving back into the program, going back to the beginning, taking a look at some of the things that I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm taking a look at the template relating to the signature program. Gotcha. Now, I see that the cash cow, as you talked about, relates to leadership. So I want to run two things by you. Okay. One, my specialty, actually, I'm coming from the perspective actually as a teacher. Mm-hmm. And I'm in school right now, and I'm laying down, I'm trying to do the work that I'm doing in this program and connect it to my EDD program. Uh-huh. So I have an opportunity to develop a program, but I needed a name. So I decided to name it after myself. And so I was kind of smiling with the brother who was saying, should I use my initials? Because I kind of did that. Okay. It's called CCC, and it stands for Chambers Communication and Coaching. So
that has a flair to it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, so my two specialties right now with that is communication, and that the communication that I'm going to zero in the most on right now is helping people get over their fear of public speaking. So I'm trying to see, how do I kind of segue that into the getting over your fears, and then specializing to help people not only transition out of their fears, overcome their fears, but then I actually teach them how to be dynamic speakers with delivery and clarity and all of that. I have a process.
Okay.
So, but I was trying to see, how do I connect leadership to the fear aspect of how to be a champion, a communicator, courageous communicator. So I'm kind of wrestling with that right now.
Okay. Have you looked at the signature program template? Did you read it?
I'm looking at it right now.
Did you read? I need you to read it 2 times. I need you to look at the example that I gave you for the opening paragraph, the way the bullets, the headlines, the titles, the topics, the descriptions. Okay. So let's just get into it right now. I'm already thinking something. Do you know what glossophobia is? Yes or no?
Yes, it's the fear of public speaking.
Okay. So you can call it glossophobia-based leadership. See how disruptive that sounds?
Okay. Okay.
Esther, this is way too easy for me. If I'm a conference coordinator and I see glossophobia-based leadership as one of my, you talked about, watch this. You also talk about how to deliver your content. You could do delivery-based leadership.
Okay.
See, leadership is just going to get the ear of the conference coordinator, but it's not going to take away the value of what you want to teach.
All right.
So that's the reason why we start out with a mainstay headline. That's the reason why we start out with the 5-word formula. Example, leadership strategies that magnify success. Now, you want to help people overcome their fear of public speaking, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Leadership techniques to overcome fear in public speaking.
Okay.
You want me to write all your signature programs for you, Esther? You want me to do the whole exercise for you, or you going to do some work yourself?
I love hearing your examples. I know we don't have all day, but just throwing out.
I got all day. I got all on Monday. I got as much time. We're not in a rush on the Monday group call. We are never in a rush.
I really love having you toss stuff out because it helps trigger my thinking. So yes,
because see, you already have these things inside of you, Esther. I want you to listen. I want you to live free. I want you to think free. I want you to get the creativity out, put it on paper, and get it over to us, and then let us give you some feedback.
Okay.
That's all I want. That's the reason why it's an example of the template of what you're supposed to be doing. That's just so that you don't go willy-nilly, and then you don't have any structure to your messaging.
Okay.
Listen, there have been some students. Michael Towers is one of the prime examples of what Michael Towers, he literally created a brand new template for his signature programs in the mental health space. When I tell you he crushed it and knocked it out the park, he had a whole nother different kind of mindset. You know why I approve all of his signature programs? I approve them on creativity, because he literally just he did what he felt strongly about. And I said the same thing to him that I'm telling to you. See, I'm not here to step on your creativity. I'm here I want to know what's on your mind, because I want to help you develop the messaging from that standpoint.
Okay.
See, leadership is just going to get you through the door, but you are a leadership speaker who are now leading other people out of their fear of glossophobia.
Yes.
So why not come up with glossophobia-based leadership? Why not? Do you know, first of all, most people don't even know what glossophobia means. They've heard of arachnophobia, technophobia, there's a whole lot of phobias, but they don't really know what glossophobia is. So when the conference coordinator sees that, watch this. You could be hired by a corporate or association meeting planner to come in and talk to people about how to improve their level of communication. Listen to this carefully. 82 to 97% of the problems in the workplace all stem from ineffective communication. All of a sudden, Esther comes in with her leadership techniques that overcome the fear of public speaking. And she's telling these executives how they can have better presentations, how they can have better team communication, which, by the way, is broken down and it's in disarray. These corporations have dysfunction. And you're coming in with all these signature programs called delivery-based leadership with these beautiful word sequences and opening paragraphs that helps them get out of the hell that they're in right now. And you think you're not, I told you this from the beginning, that you were a high fee speaker. You just weren't acting like it from a marketing standpoint.
Right.
This is the reason why you got to put together your signature program. So let's pick a day, Esther. When are you going to have the signature program template filled out and the bio template and send it over to me so we can give you some feedback?
I'll have it in by Wednesday.
A deadline is a forcing system of accountability. Wednesday, you're being held accountable.
Okay. Now, one thing that I want to do for fun, because this is one thing that connected with getting over your fear, is not always looking at it from a catastrophe standpoint. People jump in the future and they just see like the floor opening up, but that you can actually use fear for fun. So I want to have an event around Halloween, because Halloween is actually fear-based fun.
Okay.
So this is my goal over the next 2 months, is to put together something so I can have, like, I envision it as something online, but I'd like people to come dressed up like in a costume or something.
Okay.
But I want them to look at it beyond just dressing up in something scary or something silly, because Einstein said that imagination is greater than knowledge. So I want to talk about the power of imagination, also with what you communicate, and also to be transformative. Because we also talked about, my aspect also is that I'm a transformative leader and I help people transform. So that's something that I want to work on.
Transformative based leadership, Esther. I apologize. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I need to interject. You may possibly already have your 4 signature programs right now. Transformative based leadership, glossophobia based leadership, delivery based leadership. And what's the opposite of fear? Do you know?
Courage.
The opposite of fear is confidence. You said you wanted them to have some fun. The opposite of fear is confidence. You could do confidence-based leadership. How are you able to get away from fear and have confidence? Your signature programs are going to teach them how to do it.
Okay.
You want me to write the opening paragraphs and the bullets for you too, Esther?
I don't know how to answer that question.
Or you're going to get to work. I just literally gave you all 4 of your signature programs.
Yeah, I hear you.
Esther, you better stop playing with us, Esther, and send over those opening paragraphs and those bullets so we can check it out.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Look forward to hearing from you. Hey, support@speakerfocus.com. Don't forget to send it to me.
Alrighty, thank you.
Okay, love you much. Bye-bye. All right. Now, let me see. Lisa.
All right. Quick questions. You're on a roll tonight, by the way.
Thank you. Hey, believe me, I need it. I need to be working right now.
Real quick, next Monday's Labor Day. Do we not have a call next Monday?
Next Monday? What did you just receive an email that said we're not having a call?
No, I'm just asking, since it's Labor Day.
Oh yeah, okay, yes. No, we're gonna be having a call.
Okay. All right. So quick question. Is it okay to add, for people that we're already connected with on LinkedIn, whether it's from long time ago or people that we've recently reached out to, who are in our field, convention, meeting planners, all that, is it okay to add their email to our email campaign database list? Without having spoken to them or asking them or anything yet?
Well, where are you getting the email address from?
Everybody's LinkedIn has their contact information, and when you click on that, it shows your email and everything.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. If you reached out to them, and definitely if you've had a conversation with them or you're trying to have a conversation with them, definitely put it in your database. That's how you build your list.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because I didn't want to overstep for people we haven't talked to, et cetera. So
remember, as Austin taught me, your list is your asset. Your list is an asset. You can listen. We can at will, whenever we want to, send out an email blast and fill up our calendar with people that want what we have. And you're going to build up a list the same exact way with all these conference coordinators. See, a lot of people are going to book you within the first 30 to 60 days. Some people are going to book you 6 months down the road, another year when they're having their conference. They're going to end up calling you back. So you have all these staggered leads, and every single month you're talking to people that you talked to 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 9 months ago. And before you know it, your calendar is going to be full with the amount of tour days that you want. You have to decide how much speaking that you want to do. If you're really, when you're really, really good and you get your marketing machine going, you're gonna be busy all the time.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure as far as adding them to the list so that so that they're getting my email campaign information. Okay.
Absolutely. Add them to the list. Keep building the list. The purpose of is that you can organize your contacts.
Right.
And if they're not organized, your business is going to fall apart. That's what the CRM is for. There's no way we could run a multi-million-dollar conglomerate without a powerful CRM. It's impossible.
Yeah, I have them categorized. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, when you were giving an example, you were giving it to me, but to everybody about when you're speaking to the conference coordinator, you kept saying we instead of I. If we are only a one-person shop, so to speak, should we be saying we anyway, like there's a bunch of us, or should we just be saying I?
Lisa, that's a great question. Do you know why I use the word we?
It sounds like you have a team.
No. It's not, because I'm letting the conference coordinator know that I'm in it right along with her. We have these challenges. The same challenges that the conference coordinator is going through to run their company, I got the same challenges over here in mine. I just know how to manage my stuff better than she does. See, that's the reason why I use we. Sometimes I say we, like the team at Speaker Focus and Auston. Yes, this is a we, but this is a partnership, Lisa.
Okay.
You want to give the impression like you are in it with the conference coordinator, meeting planner, key decision maker, chair, board, or committee member. See, this is the problem with speakers. We're too self-promoting and we're too selfish.
Okay.
And that's not your personality at all, Lisa. This plays right into the personality that you have with the script. Humble, helpful, and making sure that you help deliver value.
Okay.
That's all they care about. They're going to hear that in your voice. When I say, hey, Ms. Johnson, I work with companies like yours to deal with the litany of challenges that we face in our industry. I'm talking about our industry. This is the stuff that we go through together.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, oh, who's he talking about? We? Yes, I'm in it with you. This is a partnership.
Right.
I'm seeing whether or not this is going to be a good fit for you, Ms. Johnson. If you feel like it is, we can continue to move forward. If you're not interested, if you don't feel like it's a good fit, or you don't feel like you're interested, we can part ways. No love lost. How does that sound?
Got it.
Oh my God, he's not pressing me. He's not asking me for my American Express card. He's not like 20 of these other motivational speakers I just talked to in the last 5 days, where they're trying to interrupt my day and talk and not offering me any value whatsoever. Oh, Lisa's not sounding like that at all.
Right.
Oh, this is different. If you listen to the market has spoken. These conference coordinators have had it up to here with this motivational bullshit. If you listen to me, you're going to be listening to me all the way to the bank. Because I know what I'm talking about. You keep delivering value, Lisa. All you got to do is be yourself. When they find out who you are, see, remember, marketing is me making you believe what I want you to believe. It's controlling the narrative. But when I find out that there's some powerful facts behind the Lisa Allman Baldwin brand, oh, damn, she's for real. She actually does have a good heart. She actually is humble. She's actually a servant leader. Oh my God, look at her signature programs. I talked to this woman and she is exactly how me and Auston feel about you, is exactly what they're going to feel about you as well. All you got to do is use the right words. So it's we, Lisa. It's not them. It's not them against you. It's we in it together.
Got it. Okay.
Any other questions?
Yeah, last one was, I saw on the contract how we're supposed to do the 50% upfront to book the date, but I was a little confused when you were talking to Charlene, because I thought I heard you say that certain industries do it where they pay you at the time. So you said like the college market, they pay you at the time. The corporations, they pay 50 cents. So I just want to be clear, when we get to that stage, are we asking, doesn't matter who it is, that it's 50% upfront, or it really makes a difference which industry or which market? I mean,
it does make a difference to what industry. All you can do in the beginning, Lisa, is make the request.
Okay.
The reason why I like dealing with the corporate and association market, this is just me personally. We have subject matter experts that strictly deal with the youth market. It's nothing wrong with that. You can still be a high fee speaker in the youth market if you're speaking at these leadership conferences. You know how many youth leadership conferences there is worldwide? You could be a high fee speaker speaking in the faith-based market. If you're speaking at mega churches, if you're speaking at all these bigger events,
right?
The government contracting market, they have rules. You get paid after services are rendered. You have to agree to that upfront.
Right.
I've serviced all these markets. Which one do I like the best? I like the corporate and association market because it's less chances that they're playing around with my money, and I'm getting half my money up front.
Right.
I got $25,000 in the bank before I even get on the plane. I got the other $25,000 in my breast pocket before my first performance. All that verbiage is in there. And I noticed that you and I hope you got all my answers that I sent back with all of the questions that you had in there. Why is this there? Why is that there? A lot of that verbiage is in there for your protection. Sometimes, listen to this, if you don't ask, you're not ever going to get it. You got to be strong. Now, all you can do is ask. But if they say, well, it's against our policy because we are a local, city, federal, or municipality, we have to pay after services are rendered. It typically takes us about 2 weeks to get you a check. If you want to do an ACH transaction through the government, we could probably have it to you in 7 to 14 days. If not, it's probably going to take 3 or 4 weeks. See, you have to understand what you're getting yourself into. Now, what would you rather do? Would you rather get $5,000 30 days later or not get $5,000 at all?
No, I understand. It just confused me first. I totally understood asking the 50% up front until you were talking to Charlene, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, maybe for college market or such and such, I'm not supposed to be asking it. But what I hear you saying now is you ask it for all of them, but be aware that some of them, this is how they pay, and they may not deviate from that.
Exactly.
Okay.
No, they're not going to deviate from it.
Okay.
Especially if it's a high school, they cannot. It's just part of their pay process. It's part of their purchase order process. Same thing with the government contracting market. Same thing with the colleges. Colleges typically do not send you money up front. You got to float all those expenses. They'll have your check when you get on campus, but it's important that you know all of this stuff. I got tired of all that stuff.
Right.
To me, when you start playing games with my money, that means that I'm getting my money later. I want my money up front. I want you to feel confident about hiring me to speak because you believe in me that much to give me a check for that much up front to take that date off my calendar. See, when you start getting more leverage, you're going to start understanding that part of the game. You're going to do that for about 6 months. If you're in a market where they don't give you the 50% deposit, and you're going to call me back and you're going to want to change your markets real fast if you get tired of waiting for your money.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all I'm saying. You're still going to get it, but just ask for it up front. It depends on who you're working with as well. Some people, they have different rules. That's why you always got to find out what is the rules to the purchase order.
Okay. And then to answer your question, I did see that you sent me the email back, but for some reason I couldn't open it. So I sent a ticket back saying I don't know if it was the PDF or what have you, but.
Okay, you probably, so you couldn't open I believe I sent that from my MacBook. I tell you what I do. I'm going to copy and paste all the text inside the body of the support ticket, and I'll send it back over to you. You'll see all the answers in there.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too, Austin.
Yep. Also had dinner reservations. He had to cut out early.
Oh,
so we're wrapping up the Monday group call. I want to appreciate everybody's participation. Thank you for all the love and the support. And let me see. I'm gonna put the lower the hand for Esther, lower the hand for Lisa. Okay. So listen, everybody. It's been another great call. Let me see, I have some other things in there. Monia, thank you so much for the kind words. Tina Marie, thank you for the kind words that you put in the chat box. Rafa, you're very welcome. Thank you for the kind words. Wayne, also Daryl, thanks for the kind words. Brian, thanks for the kind words. Ed, also, and everybody else that participated in the group call. We want to thank you for all of the questions. I want everybody to understand something before I let everyone go, that this is a rapidly growing business, and your speaker business, you have to take it serious. And the more serious you take it, the more it's going to give to you. The more you put into it, the more it's going to give you a return back on the investment that you're putting into it. On behalf of the staff at speakerfocus.com, myself, CEO Kevin T. Robertson, and CTO Auston Troyer, I want to thank you for making Speaker Focus everything it is to date and everything it will be in the future. We sure appreciate you, and we will see you right here. We don't give a damn about holidays. We're still doing the group call. See you next week.